Shalom, loved ones. My name is Cady, and I invite you to join me now as I offer midday prayers with PlayWell Communities. PlayWell is a faith network of those who are learning to live by the unforced rhythms of grace. To help us keep time to the rhythm of God's heartbeat and the movement of God's love, we like to pause to pray at various times throughout the day when we are able. Christians often, there are many churches that recite the Lord's Prayer every Sunday when they are in worship together. One of the lines from the Lord's Prayer says, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy name. In today's time of prayer, I will offer a reading from my book called A Rhythm of Prayer that talks about the significance and the meaning of that line, hallowed be thy name. How do we hallow or revere God's name? Well, with that, let's get ready. We light this candle as a reminder that Christ, the light of the world, is present with us. Hear the words of Jesus from Matthew chapter 11 as translated by Eugene Peterson in the Message. Jesus says, "Come to me, get away with me, and you'll recover your life. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace." In the middle of the day, we return to you, Jesus, our center. In you we live and move and have our being. Like parched souls searching for a spring, we thirst for you and your ways. With joy we draw water from the wells of your salvation. Just pause for some moments of silence now to just rest, breathe, and be present. And join me now in this confession called The Life of the Beloved. I believe that I am God's beloved child. I am learning to let God's love fill my heart, to let it shape my life. So I may be just who God has made me to be, nothing more and nothing less. That I may abide in love and share God's love with all that I am. Amen. In the Lord's Prayer, Jesus teaches us to pray, "Hallowed be thy name." What does this really mean? Hallowed be thy name. How do we hallow or revere God's name? In my book, A Rhythm of Prayer, I offer some thoughts on these questions. Just as each name carries a meaning that tells us something about the mystery of the person who bears it, God's name is no exception. Indeed, God's name represents the deepest mystery of all mysteries. Its meaning is ambiguous. Most often, Yahweh, God's name, is translated as "I am," but it can also be translated as "I will be." God's name is so mysterious, it can mean both things at once. In any case, the essence of God's name has to do with being or existence itself. In other words, God's name means life. Speaking God's name even provides a visceral reminder of life, since the word Yahweh sounds like breathing, inhaling and exhaling, the means by which our lives are sustained. Notice how this aspect of God's name is perfectly suited to the meaning of God's name as "I am," since breathing is always something we can only do in the present. To revere God's name, then, is to be present to the presence, ultimately speaking. Yes, just be. Pure being is present, so just be. This is what awe looks like. It is to be caught up in the wonder of pure and present presence. We commit to you the work that is done and the work that is yet undone. May your beauty rest upon us, Lady Wisdom. We trust you will complete the incomplete. We believe you will finish what you started. May we meet you on the road with us, Brother Jesus. As we labor, be our resting place. Please make our work restful and our rest fruitful. May we remain present to your presence, Great Spirit. Amen. And now receive this blessing that was written by Teresa de Avila. Let nothing disturb you, nothing affright you. All things are passing. God never changes. Patient endurance attains to all things. Whom God possesses, in nothing is wanting. Alone, God suffices. Amen. Thank you for joining me today in Midday Prayers with PlayWell Communities. I hope you have a good rest of the day, and I invite you to join me tomorrow. And I hope to offer morning prayers or midday prayers. I'm not sure which. Above all, be loved, because you are beloved.